You open your eyes and your mind is already sprinting. Emails, bills, a conversation you're dreading. Your body hasn't even left the bed, but your day is already decided by panic. What if the first 60 seconds didn't own you, and you owned them? Morning stress doesn't shout. It whispers. It sounds like, not enough time, not good enough, not ready. What if you could hear that whisper and calmly choose a different voice, your own? Imagine making a small, quiet decision before your feet touch the floor. Not a grand plan, not heroic willpower, just a clear, steady choice. And that choice sets the tone for the next 12 hours. Would you make it? Welcome to Stoic Blend, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Today, we explore the Stoic way to defeat morning stress and start your day calm and strong. Let's begin with a simple story. Ava is a project manager who wakes at 6:00 a.m. Her phone is her alarm and her first problem. Before she's even upright, she scrolls. Notifications transform into comparisons. Comparisons morph into dread. The day hasn't started, yet she feels behind. One morning, Ava tries something different. She places her phone across the room the night before. When the alarm rings, she walks to turn it off, not to scroll, but to breathe. 10 calm breaths. A glass of water. She sits on the edge of the bed, closes her eyes, and repeats a single line. I will decide what this morning means. It isn't dramatic. It's quiet and powerful. That day feels different, not because the world changed, but because she did. This is the heart of the Stoic way to defeat morning stress. The recognition that you are responsible for your first evaluation, your first judgment, your first move. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The morning is a doorway. Your judgment is the key. Marcus again said, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Your estimate, not your boss's email, not the news, not the number on the scale. In those first 5 minutes, we often surrender that estimate to habit and fear. Stoicism asks for the estimate back. Epictetus begins, the Enchiridion with a clean division. Some things are in our control, others are not. Your opinion, impulse, desire, aversion yours. The weather, the markets, other people not yours. Mornings sharpen this difference. When your mind leaps toward everything you can't control, it abandons the only thing you can, your present judgment. So, practice the discipline of assent the moment you wake. Notice the first story. There's too much to do. Label it. This is a thought, not a fact. Test it against control. Which parts are yours? Your plan, your effort, your demeanor. Which parts are not? Other people's replies, luck, timing. Choose the inner consent. You assent only to the part that's yours and release the rest. Neurobiology agrees with Stoicism more often than people think. Emotions surge and settle. If you allow the first wave to pass without fueling it, you gain clarity. Sit tall. Inhale for 4. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6. Repeat for 90 seconds. During those 90 seconds, direct your attention to a single sentence. Right now, I control my judgment. Seneca wrote, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Notice how much morning stress is imaginary momentum. Catastrophes auditioning for a role they rarely win. The Stoics also practiced premeditatio malorum, imagining difficulties in advance to reduce shock and increase readiness. In the morning, keep it light and brief. The project might get delayed. I'll respond with patience and a clear next step. Traffic may be heavy. I'll use it to rehearse my presentation calmly. A colleague could be short-tempered. I'll keep my tone measured. This isn't pessimism. It's psychological armor. Marcus called it seeing things as they are. Another powerful tool is the view from above. Picture your life from a higher vantage point. Your home from 500 feet. Your city from 5,000. Your continent from orbit. That tension in your chest? Real, yes, but not absolute. This mental zoom out shrinks anxiety to scale. The inbox becomes a detail, not a destiny. From above, I see myself waking. I am one person among many, moving through a day that will pass. My choices are small, but meaningful. I choose steadiness. Finally, craft a one-line intention. Right. Today I will be calm, useful, and kind. Or, today I will focus on the work, not the worry. This line is not a slogan. It's a contract. Marcus wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Dye your morning on purpose. Practical matters count too. Many mornings are lost to the screen. Use this rule. No inputs before intention. You earn your first glance at the phone by completing breath, reset, and one-line intention. If you must check for urgent messages, set a 2-minute boundary. Remember Epictetus. Freedom is choosing your response. The app can wait. This doesn't take long. 90 seconds of breathing. 30 seconds of premeditation. A brief zoom out. One-line intention. A glass of water. That's 3 minutes. Not a ritual to impress anyone, but a rhythm to stabilize yourself. The Stoic way to defeat morning stress is less about hours of routine and more about ownership of moments. After 10 days, Ava notices something unexpected. She still has stressful mornings. Deadlines don't disappear, but she recovers faster. A curt email that would have derailed 2 hours now takes 10 minutes to metabolize. She catches herself before replying reactively. She consults her one-line intention. She breathes. Then she writes back clear, brief, respectful. It's not glamorous. It's stoic. When Daniel moved into a new apartment, he noticed something odd. On days when the entryway was cluttered, he rushed. On days when the counter was clean and his water bottle waited by the sink, he moved slower, chose better, and spoke softer. Nothing about his calendar changed. Only the architecture did. He realized what Stoics have long taught. Our environment can either amplify impulse or support intention. Marcus Aurelius writes, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Extend that. Your morning becomes dyed with the color of its setup. If your phone glows before your mind is ready, if your desk screams before your priorities whisper, then agitation paints the day. So we redesign the canvas. Pre-commit the night before. Place a glass by the sink, a book on your chair, shoes beside the door. Make decisions once, not repeatedly. On a sticky note, write 2 lines. Your top task and your constraint. Friction for noise, glide for signal. Put the phone outside the bedroom. Put the journal on your pillow so you must touch reflection before you touch glass. Seneca warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Waste hides in frictions you never see and inputs you never question. Build the night to protect the morning. Use a 3-minute core each morning. Body, mind, intention. 10 slow breaths, a stretch, and water. 1 minute of stillness. 1 spoken line. Calm first, then useful. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This is identity rehearsal. Think of your morning as 2 windows. Window 1, the first 30 minutes. No inputs, only core routine plus 1 small win. Disprove helplessness quickly. Window 2, the next hour. Deepest work of the day. If you commute, this may be mental outline, rehearse, or define. Marcus wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being." Create if, then maps. If I feel a rush of anxiety before email, then I breathe and reread my intention. If an urgent message arrives, then I respond with a question before a solution. If I get stuck, then I walk 2 minutes and ask, what's the smallest next action? Seneca taught that busyness often masquerades as virtue. Activity is not achievement. Keep a simple 6-minute journal. 3 prompts. What can I control in the next 3 hours? What obstacle is likely, and how can it become the way? What character will I carry in tone, posture, and pace? This is not a diary. This is a briefing. 2 weeks later. Daniel measures one thing: time to calm after a trigger. It drops from 35 minutes to 6. Meetings haven't softened. He has. Epictetus would smile. Daniel has trained assent, choosing which thoughts are granted entry. Malik, a new teacher, wakes with a heavy chest. The 8:15 train sets his tempo. Miss it, and the day spirals. He imagines worst-case scenes, disengaged students, critical emails, and his body believes the movie. One morning, he decides to confront the script itself. Before you can shift a feeling, you must frame it. Ask, what am I predicting will happen? What am I making that mean about me? Which part is in my control right now? Malik writes, prediction: I'll stumble in the first 10 minutes. Meaning, they'll think I'm incompetent. Separation achieved. He circles the controllables. Prep the opener. Practice the first sentence. Breathe on the platform. Anxiety remains, but it is held, not holding him. Epictetus. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. Try the 4R sequence. Recognize the surge without judgment. Reframe the narrative. This is readiness, not danger. Reset physiology. 4-2-6 breath. Shoulders down, jaw unclenched. Re-engage with one deliberate action. Seneca wrote, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. The surge is where you prove to yourself that you can meet intensity with composure. On the platform, Malik stands tall, breathes low, and reads his opener. Good morning. Today we solve problems out loud, mistakes welcome. He feels adrenaline but chooses steadiness. By second period, momentum builds. The 8:15 train didn't change. Malik did. Marcus offered the blueprint. Because a thing is difficult for you, do not think it impossible. Draw 2 ladders. Ladder A, triggers. Ladder B, responses. When a trigger hits, step to the matching rung on ladder B. This prevents spirals. You climb out by climbing up, not digging down. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Morning agency may look strange. Closing your eyes before a meeting, turning your phone face down, watering a plant before opening Slack. Let them misunderstand. You are practicing mastery, not performance. Ask, in 8 hours, what would my wiser self wish I had done in the first hour? Write the answer, and do the smallest part, immediately. Seneca's evening practice complements this. Each day, call yourself to account. Each morning, let the future you cast a vote for present you. By Friday, Malik tracks 2 metrics. Time to calm after morning surge. Time to focus on first meaningful task. Both improve, not perfectly, but measurably. He's becoming the kind of teacher he admires. Steady, human, helpful. Elena is a nurse. Her mornings can turn on a dime, and lives can depend on her steadiness. She once believed boundaries were for people with easy jobs. Then she learned that without them, the work eats the worker. Inputs are diet. Protect what you feed your mind. Fast from news and social feeds for the first 30 minutes. In the first 90, only communication essential to your role. Marcus said, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Separate mission tasks from maintenance tasks. Mission list. 3 meaningful outputs. Maintenance, everything else. Open maintenance, only after mission. Seneca cautions that busyness often masquerades as virtue. Use simple scripts. I'm in a focus block. I'll reply after 10. Or, could we start 15 minutes later? I protect the first hour for essential work. Epictetus said, no person is free who is not master of themselves. Boundaries do not reject others. They respect everyone by ensuring you show up present. When facing abrupt colleagues, treat tone as weather. You don't argue with rain, you dress accordingly. When hit with last-minute requests, ask, what is the real deadline? What can move? Guard your mission while offering a defined assist. And when your inner critic rises, follow Seneca. Write the facts neutrally before you interpret. Elena now begins by scanning the ward with quiet eyes, not a buzzing phone. She centers her breath, reviews her mission, and uses scripts to keep chatter from stealing minutes. She is warmer with patients because she is not racing inside. Boundaries do not harden the heart, they free it to care. She adds one generous act each morning, a note of thanks, a 90-second favor. Marcus reminded us we are made for cooperation. Beginning with generosity anchors identity. I am not a reactor, I am a contributor. Ava returns 1 month later. 30 mornings in, not every day is serene. A sick child, a late-night deploy, a surprise audit. Life remains life. But Ava is different. Shorter spirals, cleaner boundaries, clearer first moves. She didn't chase perfection. She built resilience. Measure what matters. Time to calm. Time to focus. Days reclaimed. Track with honesty, not shame. Marcus didn't aim for a record. He aimed for a life. On Sunday night, list a few likely bumps for the week and pair each with a pre-response. Budget review may be contentious. I will prepare facts, keep my tone neutral, and schedule a cool-down. Epictetus would call this prudence. It isn't dread. It is design. Each evening, follow Seneca's practice. What did I do well this morning? Where did I lose myself? And what was the earliest signal? What's one adjustment for tomorrow's first 5 minutes? End with gratitude for effort. Discipline without kindness turns brittle. When mornings collapse entirely, shrink the practice. A 30-second breath, a sticky note intention, a cup of water. Frequency beats duration. If the phone keeps pulling, move the charger, set a timer, capture urges on paper. If calm won't come, walk while breathing. Exhale longer than you inhale. Name 5 things you see. Marcus, look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. Identity over outcome. You are the kind of person who meets mornings with steadiness. Some days you will fail. That does not break the identity. It tests it. Begin again tomorrow. After a tough quarter, Ava emails her team. We will keep our mornings clean. Mission first, then maintenance. When we fall short, we'll fix fast and move on. She includes Epictetus on her wall. Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Culture shifts when a single person's mornings become a model. So let's recap briefly. Reclaim the first 5 minutes. Breath, water, one-line intention. Design your architecture. Inputs as diet. 2 windows of protected energy. Transmute anxiety into agency with the 4R sequence. The first sentence, the view from the future. Set compassionate boundaries. Practice resilience. Track time to calm, time to focus, and review nightly. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca. Epictetus 3 voices, 1 direction. Sovereignty over your judgments. Your mornings will still bring noise, but your response can be music. Steady rhythm, chosen notes, honest tempo. Would you try this tomorrow? Put the phone across the room. Breathe for 90 seconds. Speak a 1-line intention. Do the smallest part of your mission before anything else. If this message resonates, like this video to support the channel. Share it with someone who wakes into worry. And subscribe to Stoic Blend for more calm, strength, and clarity where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Every single morning.